Hi, it's Maggie with Golden Lights Within, and today I am back with another video. And this is more so about mindset. And what I wanted to delve into is just this concept of the higher self, because I'm sure, many of you have done, higher self meditations, or if you've heard of higher self, if not, no worries. But it's just, this best version of yourself that you aspire to embody, right? What are the qualities? What do they look like? How do they carry themselves in the world? How do they interact with others? And that sort of thing. So really delving into that, visualizing it, and then showing up as that to the best of your ability every day, right? And so I guess just, so when I do these types of higher self meditations or visualizations, I always think, okay, this future version of myself. And so, this is like I'm going to Maggie in the future and getting this advice, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I just had a different thought on it. So what inspired this is I was looking through an old YouTube account, and I found these videos of myself doing a mock interview like 10 to 15 years ago. And it was just when I was watching it, it took me back to that mindset of that Maggie. And she was fearless. She decided what she wanted in life and went after it. She did not see, any setback as an option, or would, move around that obstacle quickly, and realized all those things, and just like had this limitless perspective on life. And I could feel it, and I remember it, right, by watching that video. And so not that I don't feel those things anymore, it's just it was so like fresh and raw and like genuine, that perspective, before a lot of things happened in life, that more childlike perspective before a lot of things have happened, where you just naturally have that. We naturally have that as kids. We just see the world as our oyster, and that's so natural to us. And it's very genuine, and you can feel that. And I think sometimes things happen in life that take us out of that natural perspective that we all embody when we enter this world and when we're really young. And if we're not careful, that can diminish or even like become completely invisible at points in our lives. And it's really we need to capture that, right? We need to capture that back if it starts to slip, if it starts to become invisible. And I think that remembering your younger self can be, right, your higher self, that version of you that is so close to just the creative, ability that anything can happen, the best can happen. And really tapping into that and remembering that. And if you had like a video like that of your younger self, like I found, I think that it can be really inspiring. And remember that that is within you, that is you. And even if that limitless perspective has become invisible, or just it's been diminished over time, just with the reality sometimes of life, that it feels like things are hard, then you can tap back into that. And that is innate to you. It really is inherent to all of us. And just, again, it gets, sometimes diminished, or it feels invisible, but we just have to tap back into it. So I hope I'm making sense. But I was having that feeling again, watching that video of myself and being inspired by my younger self. And if you even have to go back in time to like when you were, a lot younger, 10 years old, 5 years old, like what were you like? That childlike perspective, right? Of just viewing everything as play, anything can happen. The world is your oyster. It's fun. You get to be here and play around and meet people and learn new things, and you can have all these dreams, and all these dreams can happen, is a wonderful perspective. And I think tapping back into that in whatever way works for you is a really important mindset tool. So I hope this helped you, and thank you for viewing this Golden Lights Within video, and I will catch you in the next one.